ESL Level 6, Unit 1. What is a clause? A clause is a group of words that includes a subject and a verb. There are different types of clauses. An independent clause, for example, contains a subject, a verb, and a complete idea. For example, Victoria lives in the Dominican Republic. Where does Victoria live? Those are independent clauses. A dependent clause may have a subject and a verb, but it's not a complete thought. For example, where Victoria lives, or after Victoria moves. Those are dependent clauses. Another kind of clause is a noun clause. A noun clause is a subordinate clause within a sentence that acts exactly like a noun, and like any other noun, it has different roles within a sentence. For example, it can be the subject of a sentence. What Nicole said is true. What Nicole said is the noun clause and acts like the subject of the sentence. It can also be the object of the verb. I believe what Nicole said. What Nicole said is the object of the verb. And finally, the object of the preposition. J.K. Rowling signed copies for whomever bought her latest book. Whomever bought her latest book is the object of the preposition for. How do you identify noun clauses? Well, they can be difficult to identify, especially when they begin with question words like who, whose, when, what, where, and how. Who did Thomas talk to? I heard who Thomas talked to. Whose car is that? Please tell me whose car is that. Whose car is that is your clause. Noun clauses that begin with whether or if are formed from yes or no questions. A yes or no question might be, will Sandra arrive on time? Your noun clause will come out, I'm not sure if Sandra will arrive on time. Another example is there water in the refrigerator? I don't know whether there is water in the refrigerator. Sometimes you can use a noun clause or an infinitive. Sometimes a noun clause that follows a question word or whether or if can be substituted by an infinitive. For example, I don't know what I should do. You can substitute that with an infinitive that would read, I don't know what to do. Another example, Eddie isn't sure whether he should quit his job. Another example is, Eddie isn't sure whether to quit or put up with his boss. Often, that is used with noun clauses that do not begin with question words or whether or if. In speaking, that is not used. In formal writing, that is included. For example, I believe that the Giants will win the Super Bowl. We use that, so we use it in formal writing. I believe the Giants will win the Super Bowl. We excluded that, and so we're using it while we speak. Both of the statements above mean the exact same thing, but the first is used in formal writing and the second is used in speaking.